ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಉಮಾದೇವಿ, ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ HOD, ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್, GFGC, ವಿಜಯನಗರ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ, ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಯೇಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ವಿಜಯನಗರ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು. ಭಾರತ ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಮತ್ತು ಮಾನವ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳು, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್, ನಾನ್ ಕೋರ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಫಾರ್ BA, BSc, BCom, BBA, BHM, BCA of Bangalore University 2021 ಬ್ಯಾಚ್. ಇಂದು ನಾನು ಇದರ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆ ಭಾರತ ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಮತ್ತು ಮಾನವ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯ 4ನೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಚರ್ಚಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 4, ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ 1993, NHRC and SHRC, first, second and third generation human rights, judicial activism and human rights. Human rights in India. Human rights in India is an issue complicated by the country's large size, its tremendous diversity, its status as a developing country and a sovereign secular democratic republic. The Constitution of India provides for fundamental rights, which include freedom of religion. Clauses also provide for freedom of speech, as well as separation of executive and judiciary, and freedom of movement within the country and abroad. In this report on human rights in India during 2013, released in 2014, Human Rights Watch started. India took positive steps in strengthening laws protecting women and children, and in several important cases prosecuting state security forces for extrajudicial killings. The report also condemned the persistent impunity for abuse linked to insurgency in moist areas Jammu and Kashmir, Manipur and Assam. The report also went on to state the fact that the government responded to public outrage confirms India's claims of a vibrant civil society. An independent judiciary and free media also acted as checks on abusive practices. However, a reluctance to hold public officials to account for abuses or dereliction of duty continued to foster a culture of corruption and impunity. On a global level, India opts for a policy of non-interference on internal affairs of other countries. However, India is engaged in promoting stability and human rights in Afghanistan, pledging nearly $2 billion for the country's rehabilitation and reconstruction efforts, supporting education of girls, providing some police training, and granting asylum to a number of activists fleeing Taliban threats. The National Human Rights Commission, NHRC of India. The National Human Rights Commission of India is an autonomous public body constituted on 12th October 1993 under the Protection of Human Rights Ordinance of 28 September 1993. It was given a statutory basis by the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993, TPHRA. The NHRC is the national human rights institution responsible for the protection and promotion of human rights defined by the Act as rights relating to life, liberty, equality, and dignity of the individual, guaranteed by the Constitution or embodied in the international covenants. Human rights means the right relating to life, liberty, equality, and dignity of the individual, guaranteed by the constitutions or embodied in the international covenants and enforceable by courts in India. Commission means the National Human Rights Commission, constituted under section of all human beings are born free and equally in dignity and rights known as human rights, as commonly understood are the rights that every human being is entitled to enjoy freely irrespective of his religion, race, caste, sex and nationality, etc. In Declaration of Independence acknowledged the fundamental human rights. Human rights are not static. New rights are recognized and enforced from time to time. Only persons fully conversant with the latest development about the expanding horizons of human rights can promote their awareness better than others. Protection of Human Rights Act 1993 in terms of Section 2 of the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993, hereafter referred to as Act. Human rights means the rights relating to life, liberty, equality, and dignity of the individual guaranteed under the Constitution or embodied in the international covenants and enforced by courts in India. International covenants means the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights adopted by the General Assembly of the United Nations on the 16th December 1996. First generation of human rights. First generation human rights, often called blue rights, deal essentially with liberty and participation in political life. They are fundamentally civil and political in nature. They serve negatively to protect the individual from excesses of the state. First generation rights include, among other things, the right to a fair trial, freedom of religion and voting rights. They were pioneered by the United States Bill of Rights and in France by the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen in the 18th century. Although some of these rights and the right to due process date back to the Magna Carta. 2015 and the rights of Englishmen, which were expressed in the English Bill of Rights in 1889 sorry 1689. They were ensured at the global level and given status in international law, first by Article 3 to 21 of the 1948 Universal Declaration of Human Rights and later in the 1966 International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. IN the Europe, they were enshrined in the European Convention on Human Rights in 1953. Second generation human rights. Second generation human rights are related to equality and began to be recognized by the government after World War II. They are fundamentally economic, social, and cultural in nature. They guarantee different members of the citizenry equal conditions and treatment. Secondary rights would include a right to be employed in just and favorable condition, right to food, housing and health care, as well as social security and unemployment benefits like first generation rights. They were also covered by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and further embodied in Articles 22 to 28 of the Universal Declaration and the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights. In the United States of America, President Franklin D. Roosevelt proposed a secondary Bill of Rights covering much the same grounds during his State of the Union address on January 11, 1994. Today, many nations, states, or groups of nations have developed legally binding declarations guaranteeing comprehensive sets of human rights. Example, the European Social Charter. Some states have enacted some of these economic rights. Example, New York State has enshrined the rights to a free education as well as the right to organize and to bargain collectively, and workers' compensation compensation in its constitutional law. These rights are sometimes referred to as red rights. They impose upon the government the duty to respect and promote and fulfill them. But this depends on the availability of resources. The duty is imposed on the state because it controls its own resources. No one has the direct right to housing and right to education. In South Africa, for instance, the right is not per se to housing, but rather to have access to adequate housing, realized on a progressive basis. The duty of government is in the realization of these rights as a positives. Third generation human rights are those rights that go beyond the mere civil and social as expressed in many progressive documents of international law, including the 1972 Stockholm Declaration of the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment, the 1992 Rio Declaration on Environment and Development, and other pieces of generally inspirational soft law because of the present day titling towards national sovereignty and the preponderance of would to be offender nationals. These rights have been hard to enact in legally binding documents. The term third generation human rights remains largely unofficially, just as the also used moniker of green rights, and thus houses an extremely broad spectrum of rights, including group and collective rights, right to self determination, right to economic and social development, right to a healthy environment, right to natural resources, right to communication and communication rights, right to participation in cultural heritage, right to intergenerational equality and sustainability. African Charter on Human and People Rights ensure many of those right to self-determination, right to be development, right to natural resources, and right to satisfactory environment. Some countries also have constitutional mechanisms for safeguarding third generation rights. For example, the Hungarian Parliamentary Commissioner for sorry, future, future generation, the Parliamentary of Finance Committee for the Future, and the erstwhile Commission for Future Generation in Knesset in Israel. Some international organizations have office for safeguarding such rights. An example is the High Commissioner on National Minorities of the Organization for Security and cooperation in Europe. The Directorate General for the Environment of the European Commission has as its mission protecting, preserving, and improving the environment for present and future generations and promoting sustainable development. A few jurisdictions have enacted provision for environmental protection. For example, New York's Forever Wild constitutional article, which is enforceable by action of the New York State Attorney General or by any citizen ex rel with the consent of the appellate division. MCQs, multiple choice questions. First one, expand NHRC. The answer is National Human Rights Commission. Second question, how many members do NHRC consists of? The answer is 8 members. Who appointed the member of NHRC? The answer is President. Where is the headquarters of NHRC located? The answer is New Delhi. Who was the first chairman of NHRC? The answer is Justice Sri Rangnath Mishra. Expand SHRC. The answer is State Human Rights Commission. When was SHRC bill introduced in Lok Sabha? The answer is 14th May 1992. What is the retirement age of the member of NHRC? The answer is 70 years. Who is the present chairman of NHRC? The answer is Justice Shri S. Rajendra Babu. ಇದಕ್ಕಿನ ಮೊದಲು HL ದತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋರು ಇದರದ್ದು ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು. In how many states SHRC establishes? The answer is 16 states. In which century the first generation of human rights was recognized? The answer is 18th century. In which century the second generation of human rights was recognized? The answer is 19th century. Which generation's rights are referred as red rights? The answer is second generation. Expand PIL. The answer is public interest litigation. PIL means public interest litigation. Judicial activism is, the answer is for the protection of the rights of the citizens. Name the person who proposed the concept of 3 generations. The answer is jurist Karl Vasek. Which generation rights are called blue rights? The answer is first generation. Which generation rights are called green rights? The answer is third generation. Human rights are classified as first, second, third generation by, the answer is Karl Vasek. Into how many generations human rights are classified as per jurist Karl Vasek? The answer is New Delhi. This question answer is first, second, third generation rights. Options are changed here. So for that, this question answer is first, second, third generation. Duration of the National Human Rights Commissions is dash year. The answer is 5 years. Dash appoints the chairman of the State Human Rights Commission. The answer is governor. first generation rights are mostly? The answer is negative rights. PIL stands for, the answer is public interest litigation. The power of judiciary to nullify the law is known as, the answer is judicial review. Rights to peace is a dash generation right. The answer is third generation. Human beings are for to live as a, the answer is human being. The theory of separation of powers was given by, the answer is Montesquieu. Which article expressly vests the exclusive power of the Union in the President? The answer is 53(1). The judicial activism in India can be witnessed with reference to the review power of the Supreme Court under Article, the answer is 32. Article 32. Supreme Court has invented a new doctrine called as, the answer is public interest litigation. Judicial activism is, the answer is for protection of the rights of the citizen. PIL is a improved version of dash country. The answer is USA. Liberty, equality and fraternity is a watchword of which revolution? The answer is French Revolution, held in 1789. How has Indian Constitution upheld full faith in human rights? The answer is by granting and guaranteeing equal fundamental rights to the citizens, by establishing National Human Rights Commission, by adopting the objectives of justice, liberty, equality, fraternity and promotion of individual dignity. The answer is all of the above. All the above. The most major condition for the protection of human rights in India has been, the answer is faith in rule of law. What is the legal basis of human rights protection machinery in India? The answer is Human Rights Protection Act 1993. When did the Human Rights Protection Act Bill 1993 was passed by the Union Parliament receive the assent of the President? The answer is 8th January 1994. Which law has been passed for creating machinery for the protection of human rights? The answer is Protection of Human Rights Act 1993. Protection of Human Rights Act 1993 provides for the creation of, the answer is NHRC, SHRC and human rights codes which state government can set up. Protection of Human Rights Act lays down that human rights mean rights relating to life, liberty and dignity of the individual, rights embodied in ICCPR and ICESCR 1996, rights embodied in international covenants and enforceable by courts. So the answer is all of the above. National Human Rights Commission and State Human Rights Commissions enjoy the states of, the answer is legal and autonomous status. First generation of rights involves, the answer is civil and political rights. Second generation rights include, the answer is economic, social and cultural rights. Third generation of rights cover development rights, solidarity rights, collective rights, right to peace, sustainable development, right to clean environment and humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. So the answer is all the above. When was the Declaration of the Right to Development adopted by the UN General Assembly? The answer is 1986. In the context of human rights, judicial activism means the power of the judiciary to give directions to bureaucracy, the system of giving directions to the executive of preventing violations of human rights, system of ensuring speedily justice or relief to the persons whose human rights face any threat or violation. So the answer is all the above. These are all consists judicial activism means. Judicial review means the power of the court to check any violation of constitutional provision, the power of the court to preserve and protect the rights of the people, the power of the court to reject any law of legislation or only rule or decision of the executive which is held to be violate of any right of the people. So the answer is all the above. Judicial review means all the above. Thank you. This chapter is prepared by myself, Dr. Uma Devi, Political Science Department, GFGC, Vijayanagar. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.